Hey honey, how you doing? Hope it's a nice day for you. I'm gonna do a quick little video on my perspective on death in this moment. And I just recorded a preparing for the moment where the human dies video, so definitely check that out. These are a little bit like more intense, I guess, for lack of a better term. So if this is not what you're keen for today, please scroll past my face and come back to this video in a little bit. But I just wanted to give this perspective. The Earth isn't a school. Earth is a school for souls to come down and master a 3D reality, master time and space. And so we have our higher selves, we know this, and they are imperfect. They're perfect where they are, but they're perfect from our view because they love us unconditionally. They're always there for us, infinite time and space. They're like the helicopter parent that just sees you as the best version. But we are the aspects of them that came down to better themselves. So that's why our higher self is always there when we need them, because they develop as we develop. We are the baby. Like our higher selves and God had a baby, and that's us. And we came down into this dense reality to learn certain lessons so that our soul could develop and move on to different times and spaces. That's one lens I'm putting in front of us. The second lens is the prophecy of the planet, which is we are, as human beings, bits of the lowest density animal and the highest density stardust. We are God having a human experience. And what is happening on the planet right now is we are ascending to a fifth dimensional consciousness. We're in a 3D matrix, we're going through the 4D, and then we're going into a unity fifth dimensional consciousness. As physical beings, that has never happened in the universe before. Before the human experience, it was an interdimensional, multidimensional being, galactic being, angel, whatever, just any being that is not an earthly being would perish, leave the body, and could choose, the consciousness would get to choose where they wanted to go. Do I want to be this being? Do I want to be this being? They had complete free will to go here, that, and all over the place. What happened on the planet is that we got lost in the sauce and we did really shitty things. And that's where karma came to be, where our souls got trapped. And so instead of dying after one lifetime and being able to leave the planet and go somewhere else, we were all manipulated and, fed a sauce and we ate it all up. And we had to keep becoming human and keep becoming human, keep becoming human, keep becoming human. So for a lot of starseeds and old souls that are waking up right now, even if you're in a younger human body and you're exhausted emotionally every single day, it's because A, you're an old soul who has been stuck here for a while, B, you've probably got some shit that you need to atone for, and C, this lifetime might be the one where you're getting off of the merry-go-round. I know myself personally, I'm getting off the merry-go-round right now, so that's a story for another day. But, okay, so we have the lens of the awakening. Death is different nowadays because of that reality, because of that. And now I'm going to put the I'll put a parable or a metaphor or something in front of this. Nope, there are some really shitty beings, some really evil beings on the planet that are trying their fucking damnedest to prevent us all from awakening, preventing the planet and the prophecy from happening, for everybody to have freedom, whatever that means for you. There's some beings on the planet that are preventing that from happening. So, with all that being said, if let's give it a name. So we're at 3D and we got to vibe to 5D. And there are some really shitty beings that are at 2D, 3D, or 4D. Can't get to 5D. They just can't. They're stuck in their ways. They can't teach an old dog new tricks. And nope, he's going to be racist forever. Bullshit. So what we're going to find, and I'm going to give you a chance to pause the video. I'm about to get a little bit intense, so take a minute, pause. If you're at a good space, stay with me. If you're not, just come back and we'll talk about it later. So And again, this is not just my prophecy, but a lot of people have predicted there being either a mass exit or a very significant amount of souls are going to leave the planet. We can take this as, in a human way, as a very egoic, sad thing. We can take this from the awakening type of a way as a beautiful, wonderful thing. This is awesome. We're all going into the fifth dimension. Or we can find a way of neutrality to say, wow, this is a really exceptional point in time where the souls that are running bodies that are really negative are going to have to leave the planet so that the goodness can take over. It's kind of like you have this beautiful garden and there are really dense, nasty weeds all over the place, or dead flowers, dead buds on each of the plants. You have to go and weed the garden so that the goodness and the health and the abundance can blossom. So what I find in my perspective that, the human beings that are super negative right now, like if the human avatar is really negative and the person passes on, I find that consciousness to actually be pretty divine, because they are representing something so much bigger for so many other people to finally wake up, finally become a nice person, finally whatever it may be, this, that, and the third. It's been for a long time, when I was a traveler before COVID and stuff like that. And, I would really question, like, what is going to bind the world together as humans? At the end of the day, it's mass destruction and it's death and it's pain. And that finally, because we could fight and fight and fight and fight and fight and fight, and then it's to resist hate and all the anger and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, if you're fighting fight, anger, I'm gonna love bomb you and all this shit. It's like, no. It's like that phrase I heard years ago, which was, I don't know what tools or what weapons World War III will be fought with, but World War IV will be fought with sticks and stones. So either we're going to fight to the death and there'll be only so many of us on the planet and then we will ascend. Either we'll finally wake up and recognize, like, that person that has a different opinion from me is allowed to have that opinion. I really don't hate you. I can just learn how to love the aspects of myself that, are uncomfortable with you. Or a lot of souls are going to, hella high water again, have to leave the planet. There's this cute little prophecy, and sometimes I have the view that this little dwarf planet will be created for humans, and it'll kind of be like Pleasantville, where it's just like you'll get to go. So I'll give a parable. So you're awakened and maybe your parents are not, or something like that, and they're not, you don't think that they're gonna die, you just think that they're not choosing to awaken, they just need a little bit of extra time. What are we gonna do? We're gonna give them a dwarf planet. And so you'll be able to go and sit at this cafe table, kind of like what we do here. Kind of like what we do here at the Multidimensional Cafe, but it'll be like you sit down at a table and then you are at a cafe on the dwarf planet and you're visiting mom and dad, and they're just like, oh, my boss wants me to work late again on Friday and I have plans to go to the lake house on Saturday, so I don't know if I'm gonna do it, but I don't want to mess up my 401k. And you're just like, oh, okay, cool. We're just in a spaceship or something, and you're just have time freedom, and the entire planet is bougie, and it's just instant manifestation and all is well. But that level of goodness, a lot of people are not ready for. If you meet someone that's the planet would be such a better place if these people were just I don't know about you, but I'm in the US of A, and as a conservative patriot, it's scary out there. It's scary out there. It's so just be aware. But in my opinion, I think that, death does bind us. Death is very different. So if someone is choosing to leave the planet and leave their meat suit, talk to them as if they're still in the room. I'm shaking. I feel like I've done a video of this before about death. This was a few years ago. I became a minister at the beginning of 2021 because I wanted to be a death doula and really to be helpful for people. So if anyone is interested in that service, if you're getting closer to the line, like, please let me know and we can chit chat. We can hang out and we can familiarize you with how to connect and communicate with the Earth School after you've passed on and your consciousness is in a different time and space. So that's really exciting. I have that service available if you're interested. But don't try to find ways not to numb from death, but to be grateful for it when it does happen to someone that maybe is someone that you have viewed as really gross. And just say, wow, their soul is free. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for helping to enlighten the planet. Thank you so much that you are a powerful negative being and we're very grateful for you transcending. Thank you. Thank you. And your human will have its reaction. Like, I feel a lot of you that are just like, Sarah, you're a little bit disassociated, a little bit unhinged, and a little bit like, what if somebody in your family passes on? I've been aware of like, that happens. That happens. And so this was part of my human's work to get comfortable with what I know is going to be. And it's not easy stuff. I've been practicing and been doing this work for years. So the way that I'm presenting it to you is to just offer a little bit of validation, offer a little bit of like, your intuition might be going off in certain ways or expecting some sort of like the word tsunami of death coming to be. Like, don't fear it. Definitely go watch the strategy for preparing for when the moment the human is going to die video so you can kind of start to do future work with that version of yourself so you don't question like, am I going to die today? Am I going to die today? Am I going to die today? No, you get to choose. So start doing that future work. Start to do that future work because just fear and just a negative vibration is not something to stomach on a regular basis. It's kind of like if you eat moldy food, it's coming up or it's going down. It's got to come out. So if you have a fear, either reach out. My email address is listed below and we can book a session if you are interested in having a healer hold space for you. Call a friend and utilize very, very, very like leadership-based tools. Send a text message, be like, hey, I really could use someone to hold space for me on a heavy topic. Do you have time? I have a lot of fears in a specific area, but like, are you in a capacity? The same way that I offer you the moment of, can you handle this video or not? Give the person that you need help from to do the same for you. Hey, do you have time to talk to me about death? I'm terrified about death. That might be heavy as fuck. That's why I always preface any of my heavier videos with like, give yourself the stage to check in and say, can I handle this or can I not handle this? I'm just asking my guides if there's anything else that they want me to I don't understand. They're saying have a checklist of who's important. Like the 5 closest people to you, have a checklist of who's important. Oh my God. Okay. So we are the amalgamation of the 5 closest people to us. So they want to really blend a little bit of the leadership into this knowing. So just if you have someone that you hold space for, that you love, that it's a family member who's in a much denser, lower vibration than you, recognize that your nervous system kind of like feeds off of them. So give yourself enough like physical boundary from that person. Phone calls are okie dokie, FaceTimes are okie dokie, but give yourself a little bit of that space. This is a little bit of a mastery tool that they're saying. So like, so this might not be for everyone, but if this resonates with you, please send me an email and we can talk. I do half-hour sessions as well as full-hour sessions. There's a smell to death and you can smell it on people. You can kind of get a little bit of a understanding. So if, depending on how you shine and depending on how you receive your downloads and messages, for me, I have a really great relationship with Eli, the boatman. Crossing he's Eli to me. I don't know what his actual name is to you, but crossing over the river from one world to the other world. So for me, I get a little bit of a view of Eli with the person that is, going to be passing on soon. And, soon is a very, one of my favorite channels, Ann Tucker, she channels from the angelic realm. And so soon for the angels is like soon. They don't understand time in the same way that we do. So it's, to me, like I've had the pets of certain friends come to me and show me how that pet is going to choose to leave the body. And I know that the person that, owns this pet, every time I see the pet, they're starting to, like, in my view, turn a little bit like gray, and I see them just kind of slowly going into the transitional space. And the way that the animal passes on is going to be very jarring for the human, and that's the animal's choice to leave that way to represent something for the human. So the animal showed that to me in a meditation once, and I don't know when the animal is choosing to pass on. I do also have animals as clients, and so if anyone is interested, or if they want to connect to their dog, cat, their animal in a telepathic way, please reach out directly. I need a whole list and menu of all the different types of clients and sessions that I can have, but that's another one. And so that, to me, was the animal letting me know that this is going to happen, that the human is going to be affected by it, and just to be there. Because the dogs and the animals, they love you so much, and they never want you to be without knowledge or the love or the understanding. They care so deeply. And right now, a lot of animals are soul animals, whether they were, like the horse, the steed for the knight or for the princess, or they were like the champion, the guard dog, whatever. But like in this lifetime, sometimes they're just like cute little kittens and puppies, but they're soul animals for you. So please be cognizant of that. But the last parable that I want to leave you with is, like, really try not to disassociate fully on this, but pretend that this is a video game. And somebody that you're playing with, dies in this 3D matrix. When you die, you will meet them and you'll see them. Like, your animal's waiting for you. All of your friends and family are waiting for you. Everybody's waiting for you on the other side. Just be like, dude, how'd you do? Oh my God, no, I struck out. I took too much of the sauce. I went in there. And then you get to really go back and learn. Like, try to find ways to, I don't want to say romanticize, but take the fear and take the negatives away from death and try to find ways to familiarize yourself with it in a way that makes sense. Like, how do you want to come back and haunt your friends and family? Are you going to send birds? Are you going to send angel numbers? Are you going to try to just pop up in the living room and knock shit over like a cat? Like, what are you going to do? Because that's kind of fun to think about, right? Like, that's the fun part. You come back and just be like, hey, you're just a great version of yourself. And then you move the cup and stuff. That'll be fun. But they want you to journal. Yeah, like journal. I have a whole video on my love affair of journaling, the like pen and paper journaling, because a lot of what we're going into is going to be so confusing, and I'm not going to repeat everything that I said then, but there will be times, I'm going to repeat it because I need to burn it into your brain. There are going to be times that this world is more confusing than you could ever possibly imagine. I won't make sense to you. There are times that even what I say, you're going to be like, Sarah, that does not resonate. There are going to be times that not a single healer, light worker, there are no gurus on this planet. You will be the one that's in charge. You will be your teacher. So have your journal. I have on the table right now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different journals for 5 different things on this table right now as we're speaking. And my tarot cards. And 2 reference books, and my astrological chart, and my wand. Yeah. So know that what we're talking about today might not make sense, but journal it, write down your feelings about the subject, and come back to it another time. And then when you do have someone in your life that passes on to the next realm, you can have this video to reference and your journals to reference I'm not going to in any way say that this will not be a human, you will have a human reaction to the death. You will have like an actual, knowing that something's coming doesn't prevent you from feeling the feelings of it. So just prepare yourself and teach yourself that it's not as scary. Teach yourself how to tie your shoes. Teach yourself how to whittle new tools. Teach yourself how to prep for that meeting. Teach yourself how to do the things that you're scared to do so that when the moment comes, you're not as scared. You said, I knew this was going to happen. And a lot of my community, without judgment, you have a knowing deep in your bones that there's, not like a mass exit, but that there's death coming, and that, you see it in the world around you anyways. You know that it's happening in ways that are indiscriminate. It's indiscriminate. So I think that's it. My cards are like, there's no easy way to put a bow on death videos, Sarah. You're doing your best. So I love you. Thank you so much for being here. Please, if this is something that resonates with you, please give a little bit of a thumbs up or subscribe to my channel. I try to put as much information as I can out there that I feel as though could be helpful. And again, these death videos were started by a question that one of my subscribers, a really dear subscriber, had asked. So always comment if there's something that you feel as though you haven't been able to figure out, or something that just really is like, I don't get it. And if you think that it could be helpful for this community, then we'll do a video on it. And please share this video with others. And again, do your best to preface, like, this is a heavier one, or this girl's a little cuckoo pants. Like, always, if you're not comfortable and confident, this is something that a teacher from years ago, a YouTuber, Elizabeth April, I followed her from 2020 until 2023, and have since just taken a step from the content. That's something that I'm offering for you. Just like I'm not always going to be the one that you resonate with, but she had said something that always stuck with me, where send one of her videos, send one of my videos to your friends, and put the cuckoo pants on me. Don't be like, hey, I've been having thoughts on death. Be like, hey, I stumbled across this really interesting YouTuber. What do you think about this? Put the cuckoo on me. That's okay. I'm happy to break the mold and break the seal. That's what my soul told God I would do. I would go first. So a lot of this is just like a little bit like uncomfortable and shaky to share at first, but you'll get used to it. You'll get used to it. Awesome. All right. I love you. Please comment below what questions do you have for me. Please be kind to yourself after really integrating some of these heavier topics, and drink tons of water. I'm going to go follow my own advice on that one. Go get a glass of water after this video, and just please let me know what you're going through and how I can best support you. And always comment your questions. Love you.